The flight attendant's voice rose loud enough for everyone to hear, demanding that Naomi move to the back of the plane or face security, her words sharp with condescension. Naomi, a black woman in her late 30s, remained calm, looking up and stating simply, "I've already told you, I'm not moving." Her tone was even, almost soothing, but carried undeniable strength. Humiliated in front of everyone, no one expected what would happen when Naomi, seemingly powerless, stood up and revealed her true identity. The plane gleamed under the afternoon sun, its sleek design promising luxury. Inside, the cabin exuded opulence, plush leather seats, gold accents, and an air of exclusivity. Passengers moved with ease, their expensive luggage rolling behind as they boarded the private jet. They settled in, some scrolling devices, others sipping champagne from the attentive crew, soft, ambient music playing in the background. Among them was Naomi Williams, dressed in a tailored navy blazer and slacks, exuding understated elegance. She moved with quiet confidence, drawing no attention to herself. Her destination wasn't just a trip, but a journey to oversee her growing empire. Though no one aboard yet knew who she was, she preferred it that way for now. Lauren, the lead flight attendant, stood near the entrance, her crisp uniform and sharp features radiating control. She greeted passengers, her smile warm for some, colder for others, priding herself on maintaining order, though her idea of order often hinged on appearances. Her tone shifted subtly as she curtly welcomed Naomi, the warmth noticeably absent. Behind Naomi sat Mr. and Mrs. Raymond, a couple in their 60s exuding the ease of seasoned travelers. Mrs. Raymond clutched a knitting bag. Mr. Raymond held a folded newspaper, both receiving Lauren's bright smile and warm greeting. Naomi glanced over her shoulder, noting the stark contrast in Lauren's tone, her calm expression masking an awareness of the unspoken dynamics. As passengers settled, Lauren moved through the cabin, checking on the Raymonds with warmth, offering them coffee. But when passing Naomi, her lips pressed into a thin line, offering no courtesy, simply walking by. Lauren, in her early 40s, thrived on control, her pristine uniform matching her sharp demeanor. To her, appearances mattered most, and her judgments were swift. Something about Naomi, her calm assurance, her lack of attention-seeking, didn't sit right with Lauren, who decided Naomi didn't belong. Lauren approached Naomi with quick strides, her tight smile dripping with condescension, suggesting Naomi was in the wrong section. Naomi calmly replied that it was her seat, but Lauren sharpened her tone, insisting the section was for elite passengers. Nearby, a nosy socialite leaned in for a better view, while a friendly businessman frowned at Lauren's tone. Naomi, composed, suggested Lauren check the passenger list. Lauren's irritation flared, claiming she knew who belonged. The tension thickened as passengers whispered, some assuming Naomi was sneaking a free upgrade. Lauren crossed her arms, loudly demanding Naomi move or face security. Naomi tilted her head, unwavering, saying to call whoever she needed, but she wasn't moving. Lauren snapped at Grace, the junior attendant, to escort Naomi back, but Grace hesitated, glancing nervously between them. Naomi softly warned them to think carefully, but Lauren scoffed, dismissing her. Lauren's tone grew sharper, accusing Naomi of not belonging, but Naomi picked up her phone, typed quickly, and set it down, calmly stating Lauren was making a mistake. Lauren gestured for Grace to act, her irritation mounting as Naomi's quiet confidence contrasted her flustered demeanor. The cabin grew tense, passengers watching with curiosity and disbelief. Lauren repeated her demand, voice sharp enough for all to hear, dripping with condescension. Naomi reiterated she wasn't moving, her soothing yet strong tone infuriating Lauren further. The socialite whispered loudly that Naomi was sneaking a ride, and Lauren seized the comment, rallying support by claiming rules existed for a reason. Naomi didn't respond to the insults or murmurs, her steady gaze a quiet defiance. Grace hesitated, reaching for the passenger list. But Lauren snapped at her to stop, asserting control. The businessman leaned forward, asking Naomi if she was okay, earning her grateful smile and a calm assurance. Lauren interjected, accusing him of encouraging a disturbance, then pointed at Naomi, claiming she was causing a scene. The businessman calmly retorted that Lauren was the one making a scene. Lauren, furious, threatened to have Naomi escorted off, but Naomi softly challenged her to try. Lauren leaned closer, demanding Naomi admit she was in the wrong seat, but Naomi's silence fueled her anger. Eventually, Lauren stormed off to other duties, her polished shoes clicking on the carpet. Carrying a tray of sparkling water, her expression tight with irritation. Naomi sat quietly, focused on a book, while passengers chatted softly. She waited patiently for a drink, watching Lauren serve others first, deliberately ignoring her. When Naomi gently requested water, Lauren dismissed her curtly, walking past. Minutes later, Naomi stretched her leg slightly into the aisle, an unassuming move. Lauren, returning with a tray, deliberately changed her path, striking Naomi's leg, causing glasses of water to spill onto Naomi's lap and the floor. Lauren gasped theatrically, blaming Naomi for the mess. Naomi, startled but composed, pointed out that Lauren walked into her leg, calmly requesting the same respect as others, suggesting Lauren didn't belong if she couldn't provide it. Lauren, furious, stepped closer, and in a shocking moment, slapped Naomi across the face. The sound echoed like a thunderclap, drawing gasps from passengers. The businessman half stood in disbelief. Grace covered her mouth in horror, and even the socialite looked uneasy. Naomi straightened slowly, her expression composed, her steady gaze making Lauren hesitate. Quietly, Naomi warned that Lauren had made the worst mistake of her life. Naomi reiterated her patience, stating Lauren's behavior had crossed the line. Lauren snapped back, accusing Naomi of being disruptive, but Naomi didn't flinch, her calm posture fixed on Lauren, warning she'd regret her actions. Lauren scoffed, feigning confidence, but Naomi's silence shifted the power. Grace, horrified, discreetly called someone, her voice firm about a situation on the plane. Lauren, oblivious, stood with arms crossed, her authority waning as passengers watched, some offering Naomi concern. Naomi reassured them, her calm unshaken. The cabin's tension was palpable, broken only by the plane's hum. Naomi, water dripping onto her clothing, firmly told Lauren she failed due to prejudice, assuming Naomi didn't belong. Lauren mocked that Naomi should earn respect, claiming people like her didn't deserve it. Naomi's anger rose, sharply warning Lauren not to say that, her words heavy with unspoken weight. Lauren scoffed, claiming patience, but Naomi softly countered that actions have consequences, and Lauren would soon learn how true that was. Lauren faltered briefly, a chill running through her, but dismissed Naomi's words, though unease crept in. She sensed the passengers' shifting allegiance, their disapproving looks, and Naomi's composure made her feel trapped. The tension thickened as Lauren paced near Naomi's seat, her frustration boiling. Naomi reached for her phone, typing deliberately, setting it down with unspoken power. Lauren sharply asked what she was doing, but Naomi calmly replied she'd find out soon enough. The cabin fell silent, passengers whispering if Naomi was someone important. The businessman tapped his armrest knowingly. Footsteps approached from the cockpit as the pilot emerged pale and tense, heading straight for Lauren. She demanded to know what was happening, but the pilot firmly told her to step aside, revealing he'd received a call from management confirming the plane's owner, Miss Williams, Naomi, was aboard. Gasps erupted. The socialite whispered in disbelief, the businessman nodded, and Grace sighed in relief. Lauren stammered, denying it, but the pilot's words landed like a thunderclap. The captain announced an unscheduled landing, passengers murmuring in confusion. A sleek, black SUV pulled up to the tarmac, and two sharply dressed assistants boarded, addressing Naomi respectfully, confirming everything was ready for her review. Lauren's face drained of color, realizing her mistake. Naomi stood gracefully, adjusting her blazer, radiating power, and announced she was Naomi Williams, owner of the plane and airline. Lauren's confidence shattered, her voice trembling as she stammered apologies. Naomi's gaze was sharp, declaring Lauren's behavior disgraceful, humiliating a passenger, and tarnishing the airline's reputation. She silenced Lauren's excuses, stating she didn't know because she didn't bother to treat Naomi with respect, acting with prejudice instead of decency. Passengers nodded, murmuring support, Mr. Raymond approvingly folding his newspaper. Naomi stepped closer, asserting that Lauren failed her job to respect all passengers, and now faced consequences. She instructed the pilot to address it immediately, ensuring it wouldn't happen again. Lauren panicked, looking for escape, but the pilot blocked her, confirming her termination. Two police officers boarded, addressing Naomi respectfully about her assault report. She confirmed pressing charges, citing witnesses. Lauren, ashen, pleaded it was a misunderstanding, but an officer cuffed her, stating she was under arrest for assault. Passengers watched in silence as Lauren, tearful and defeated, was led away, her arrogance replaced by regret. Naomi apologized to the cabin for the incident, promising better service and respect moving forward, earning enthusiastic applause. She thanked Grace for her professionalism, hinting at a promotion, lighting up Grace's face. Naomi stepped off the plane, greeted by fresh air and her waiting SUV, her assistants briefing her, though her thoughts lingered on the day's events. In a televised interview poised in a sleek studio, Naomi responded to the viral story, stating, "Respect is a right, not a privilege, and leadership sets that standard." To those facing similar challenges, she urged remembering their worth, standing firm without needing titles or wealth. Weeks later, boarding another flight, Naomi was greeted warmly by a new crew, the atmosphere respectful and light. Gazing out the window as the runway blurred, peace washed over her, knowing her actions turned injustice into a lesson rippling beyond that flight. Naomi settled into her seat at the plane's front, the window framing a stunning horizon, the world below fading into blue and white. As she looked out, tranquility enveloped her, rooted not just in confronting bias or asserting power, but in transforming a moment of shame into a profound lesson with far-reaching impact. She smiled faintly, her reflection in the glass, aware this was only the start. Through every choice, policy, and act of leadership, she was crafting a world where dignity and compassion were the norm, not the exception. The jet soared higher, engines humming softly toward its destination, and Naomi, at the forefront of her vision, felt a quiet victory no storm could unsettle.